Welcome back to WWE 2K25 Universe Mode. It is NXT, and it is the last NXT before the first NXT PLE in Battleground. We will crown many champions, and we have to figure out who will be contending for the NXT Championship. The tournament continues, the semifinals, both here tonight. Tony D'Angelo takes on Ethan Page in our opening contest. Charlie Dempsey and Javon Evans reignite their rivalry from a few weeks ago. Thea Hale and Jada Parker go one-on-one. Andre Chase and Joe Coffey do a battle. And in our main event, the second of the semifinals, Oba Femi and Trick Williams. Two of these four men, will contend for the NXT Championship at Battleground. We must find out if it'll be Tony D'Angelo or Ethan Page. Semifinals time. Tony D'Angelo looking to advance to NXT Battleground to contend for that NXT Championship. He defeated Wes Lee in the first round of this tournament to advance. He now has to do battle with Ethan Page. Certainly a tough path to the NXT Championship, but if anybody can do it, it is the Don of NXT, Tony D, not with the family in tow here tonight, looking to do it all on his own. But he will have to get past this man who just last week had one of the bigger upsets of Universe Mode thus far. Ethan Page, all ego, didn't know who his opponent was going into last week's main event. Turned out to be the debuting Ricky Saints. And, well, Ricky Saints ain't making his entrance right now, is he? Ethan Page with the monumental upset of NXT's newest star to advance in this tournament to take on Tony D'Angelo. Page looking to punch his ticket to Battleground to challenge for the top prize here on this brand. Not if Tony D'Angelo has something to say about it, though. These two certainly going to be tearing each other apart in order to make the finals of the tournament. Strike first from Page. He's gonna go in, quick snap suplex. Ethan Page, I mean, that ego of his, always inflated, gotta be even more so now after defeating Ricky Saints, who I think once we knew it was him, everybody thought that Saints was advancing in the tournament, but Ethan Page had something else to say about that as he just bashes the head of Tony D into the mat. NXT title stakes. One of these four men, whether it be Page, whether it be D'Angelo, Femi, or Trick Williams, will be the first NXT champion, a title that defines the future of this company, that will certainly define the future of Universe Mode. One of these men could go on to main event WrestleMania someday. It's hard to say, but it all starts here. It all starts with that NXT title, as Ethan Page is just laying in to the Don here, just mocking him almost. Boot to the side of the head. D'Angelo pushes him off. Tony D with a Superman punch. Rattles all ego. D'Angelo certainly not going to go down like that. Not going to let Ethan Page make a mockery of him. Not going to disappoint his family, his legacy. These two just going blow for blow. Page with the upper hand. D'Angelo responds. He tells Page to bring it on. Ethan Page does exactly that. D'Angelo taking quite the beating early on into this match, but hoping to get the upper hand. Big clothesline will certainly help him out in that matter. So he's just going to return the favor from earlier, just slamming Page's head against the mat. And now he's measuring Ethan Page, a big knee trembler to the side of the head. This means so much to both of these men. Had tough opening, I guess not qualifying matches, but advancement matches here in this tournament. Both are going to have to go through hell to win that NXT title, but Ethan Page and D'Angelo both want that honor of being called the first, of joining first ever NXT Women's Champion, Blair Davenport. Of course, at Battleground, we'll find out the first as D'Angelo goes up top. Oh my god, huge elbow drop to the outside. What the hell? These guys pulling out all the stops. But we will find out our first women's North American champion. It'll be one of six women: Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, Thea Hale, of course. Find out who that will be on the night, as what the hell just happened to Tony D'Angelo? Oh, twisted grin! Ethan Page with a twisted grin on the outside. That could incapacitate D'Angelo, but Tony with the fight back. Not sure what happened to his body earlier. That could not have felt good. 6 count. These guys need to be conscious. D'Angelo gonna make his way back into the ring. Doesn't really matter to him whether this is a count-out victory or not, and it's looking like it's gonna be. Ethan Page is knocked out cold. Ethan Page unable. My goodness, I was stunned in silence there. Ethan Page unable to make the count of 10. He almost looked like he was knocked out for a second there. Tony D'Angelo, by hook or by crook, advances. He will challenge for the NXT Championship at NXT Battleground. But will he face Femi or Trick Williams? We will certainly find out in tonight's main event. Tony D'Angelo, maybe a little too proud to have won by countout, but he's going to Battleground nonetheless. Take a look at the graphic here. Tony D'Angelo will advance to the NXT title match at Battleground. What a, maybe not upset, but what a surprising result, winning by countout over Ethan Page. But we must move on to the rest of our show. Charlie Dempsey, one of the 3 men who will be the inaugural North American champion, takes on Javon Evans. Bit of a grudge match from earlier on in the month, and Javon Evans gets the surprising victory over Charlie Dempsey. Gotta rattle Dempsey's confidence going into Battleground, where he will take on Shawn Spears and Omos for the NXT North American Championship. Next up, Thea Hale takes on Jada Parker. Both of these women will compete in the Fatal 5-Way opportunity match to challenge for the Women's North American Championship against Gigi Dolan later on in the night. Which one of these women will get the momentum going into that match? And that will be Thea Hale. Jada Parker thought she had her beat. Thea Hale, big roll-up, managed to get some would call it an upset victory. Gets the momentum heading into that Fatal 5-Way. Andre Chase and Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey of Gallus, Andre Chase, of course, of Chase University. These teams will challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championships. One of these teams will be the first NXT Tag Team Champions. Which team will get the momentum going into Battleground? And it will be Andre Chase gets the victory. Gallus had the numbers game, of course. Duke Hudson on the outside versus both Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. But still, Andre Chase manages to get the victory. And we move on to our main event, perhaps the biggest main event we will see on regular NXT for some time. Trick Williams, Femi, NXT title tournament semifinals. One of these men faces Tony D'Angelo at Battleground for that NXT title. For our main event, we have some footage to show you of the NXT parking lot. That is JC Jane attacking Blair Davenport, NXT Women's Champion. Blair Davenport just arriving earlier on. She was supposed to compete in the dark match here tonight, but JC Jane ambushing the women's champion for unknown reasons. Jane expected to be in the Fatal 5-Way #1 contendership match for the Women's North American title. Why is she ambushing the NXT Women's Champion? You can see she just walks off. We'll be looking into that, most certainly. Well, I ask you to maybe look past that heinous attack from JC Jane that you just saw, because right now it is time for our blockbuster main event. Tony D'Angelo lying in wait. One of these 2 men will face him for the NXT Championship at Battleground. Femi had to go through Tyler Bate to even get into this tournament, took Bate down in a street fight, and then in the quarterfinals defeated Lexus King. Femi, of course, had to do a little bit of a play-in match, so one could argue maybe he's a little more tired than his opponent here tonight. But Femi, nonetheless, is ready for a fight, and he is ready to punch his ticket to Battleground, punch his ticket to the main event. But not if this man has anything to say about it. And this man is about it. Trick Willie is here. He defeated Joe Gacy a couple weeks back in the NXT title tournament to punch his ticket to the semifinals. Now looking to do the same to take care of Oba Femi and make his way to the main event of Battleground, where he will take on the Don, Tony D'Angelo, for the NXT Championship. Huge opportunity lies in front of both of these men. Both of these men know how important it is to become the first ever NXT champion. Know just how prestigious it is. And Williams going right for Femi. He knows he's gonna have to take Oba down early and often. They're just gonna lock up now. Two men of similar stature. I mean, Oba Femi used to dominating his opponents with his size and strength. Trick Williams not going to be one that he can do that to. Trick Williams is an opposing force. Similar height, similar build. Trick Williams, strong as they come. Huge drop kick to the outside goes Oba Femi. Williams now, hopefully this one doesn't also end in a count out. We might have to address that situation if it does. As now, Williams is just gonna drag Oba's face against the mat there on the outside. Williams lifts Femi's leg, just a little DDT action there. Tony D'Angelo, you know, gotta be watching this match intently, scouting the every move of his opponents. Femi back in the ring now. Both of these men are going to be formidable opponents. I mean, there is no easy way out to the NXT Championship for Tony D'Angelo here. Either you face a monster in Oba Femi or a supercharged athlete in Trick Williams, as Femi lifts him up. What could this be? Oh my god, F5 from Oba Femi like it's nothing. Just threw around Trick Williams, who is a 6'5" man, like he was a child. Williams, not used to being physically manhandled like this. Oba Femi, you know, for all that I was talking about the lack of differential in the strength department, Oba Femi is still a mountain of a man, a mountain of a strong man. Williams, though, big drop toe hold. It's Trick Willie now gonna lay in the strikes on Oba Femi. This isn't gonna be a beautiful technical wrestling clinic. This is going to be a fight. A war. Femi with a roll-up. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, Williams able to get out as Oba gonna take control of the match now. Gonna slow the pace down. But now just stalking Trick Williams. Oh, God. Just a huge hammer fist to the chest of Trick. And now these two are gonna exchange strikes. If you're Tony D'Angelo, you probably want to avoid this situation at all costs on Saturday. You don't want to be in a slugfest with either of these men who are just gonna taunt each other. And now they're just gonna lay in. Oh my god, who will get the upper hand here? Oba Femi outpowers Trick Williams, who leaps right over him. What was that? And now they're gonna do it again. Okay. Maybe this happens a little too often, I will say. I like that they added it. Not a big fan of the frequency. It does not need to be happening every match. Femi, Williams, so evenly matched. I mean, you gotta think either one of these guys makes it to Battleground, wins that championship. We will probably be running this match back pretty shortly, because what a showing between these two competitors when they step in the ring with each other. Both men have had some pretty tough roads to get here, but both men have persevered, and Femi just comes away again. Fall from grace, that has to be it. 1, 2, 3. Oba Femi is going to Battleground. Femi D'Angelo, Battleground for the NXT Championship. Show that graphic right up on the screen right now. Oba Femi with a not something you see too often, a fall from grace out of nowhere. Powerbomb out of nowhere, just lifted Trick Williams up like he was a toddler. And Oba Femi is going to Battleground. Stay tuned next at the end of next episode, end of SmackDown in a couple days. We will reveal the full NXT Battleground card. Please stay tuned for that. And, like always, oh, but Femi lets the lights fall down. What an episode of NXT, and thank you for watching.